Yeah, but what I was saying was earlier was I'm going to talk about silence today. I want to talk about silence. When is it important? When is it necessary to be silent? Who are the people that should be silent and who are those that should not be silent, right? In our society. That is what I really want to talk about. So I'm going to look at it from, two different perspectives basically, right? Um I want to look at it from the political point of view, and also I'm going to look at it from our personal lives. When is it necessary to be silent and all of that? That is really what I want to do for you guys. But let me come a little bit closer here. All right, and so that we can start this conversation. But that is what I want to talk about, guys. I want to talk about silence. All right, and how powerful silence is. Let's go back to the 1991 brutal rebel war. There were lots of folks who knew a lot of things but did not say anything about it. And so what happened is we had a rebel war because the people that were supposed to speak up, the whole time they were silent. And this goes back to there is a video of Marabio, this president now, who's we're having a debacle with these current elections, right? But this Marabio in 2018, prior to 2018, there is a video out where it was saying something about Salon people not talk, Salon man not talk, and I be make witty happy in 1992. So that is why I want to talk about silence today. This is all part of the civic education drive, right? And what we've seen in Sierra Leone, and the reason why I'm doing this too, I listened to an audio by Honorable Ibrahim Ben Kagbo, who is a former member of parliament. I mean, he's been around Sierra Leone politics for a while. So I listened to an audio that he gave out, very eloquent, it talked about the issues of what is currently happening, after the elections and all of that stuff. But this was a man who was in parliament for 5 years. I cannot recall at any one point in time within this past 5 years of the SLPP where, it came out, ferociously or, being vociferous, to challenge some of the issues that were actually going on in parliament. I mean, this was a man who was in parliament, when they removed 10 members of parliament, imposed a speaker. There is no document on the records, to show the records of proof that Honorable Ibrahim Ben Kagbo spoke out at the time. So going back to what Marabio said, the fact that people don't speak up was why 1992 coup happened, which is why I want to talk about silence today. If you're just joining me, by the way, guys, you can also be able to rewind this live and start from the top, and that should you should be able to catch up with me. All right, if you're just joining me, you should be able to catch up with me here. But all I'm saying is, at this particular moment today, I want to talk about silence. It's very crucial. It's very important that we have these conversations. Okay. Yes. Thank you guys for joining me, Nadia. Shashata. So my volume is a little bit low. All right. Let me know if the volume is coming up properly now. My Shashata Ahmed. Okay. Let me know if my volume is good now, guys. That way I can continue to flow. I think it's good. Yeah. It should be good now. All right. Okay, I think I'm good now. I could assume say I'm good. All right. I'm gonna stay focused on this message. I want to talk about silence. Silence is powerful, guys. Silence is powerful. Let me read a quote for you guys on silence. For example, silence is a lesson learned through life's many sufferings. But like I said, I want to base this conversation from two angles. Silence in our personal lives, we get in small palaver and corner, and silence from our political class and key stakeholders in our society, right? I want to focus from those two angles, and how we cannot allow our politicians to be silent. But there's a culture in Africa, in Sierra Leone, and the reason why I'm focused on silence in itself, it is because these politicians don't respect the people. Politicians just know that, to hell with these people. What any for can talk about Boku? Why do I need to come and teach these people? Why do I need to educate these people? Why do I need to inform these people? So, for example, we see in this parliament with John Paso, how many members of parliament that you guys know that actually went to their communities to have town hall meetings with the constituents? That is the power of silence right there. They are silent. They don't care to come and talk to you guys because then you look like for say, we don't know nothing. What's I go talk to them? They don't understand nothing. They don't know what we're talking about. So what's the point? Why should I even waste my time to talk to these people? They are using the silence doctrine by we people. Where election come, and they tell you go see them all, you go hear them, and they tell you can campaign to you and tell you this and tell you that. So my thing is, I say, you know what, let's talk about silence for a little bit. Because part of the civic responsibility as citizens will get, now for make sure so we politicians they talk to we leaders them talk to we, stakeholders them talk to we, they engage we. Not all the time when they want to talk to we. It's not just the moment when they want to talk to us, but they should talk to us when we want them to talk to us. It should be mandated. Now, Dandy, I want to teach today, and that is why I'm talking about silence. And you know, we know politicians them, then day in that country, year after year, year after year, turmoil after turmoil, trouble after trouble, these guys will not even come out to talk to the people. They go tell you, say they remain silent. So the question I have for you is, should we exclude politicians or we for include them? Why politicians then feel say they forget away with being silent? That's the question I want to ask you guys. You see, this part of the world we find ourselves, no matter what you say, watch the politics, how it's played out. Republicans as well as Democrats, you have to engage the base constantly. Especially in these times where they live in. We're talking about, you know, the fourth industrial revolution. We're talking about misinformation and disinformation. Therefore, our leaders have a responsibility to ensure that they don't use the silence doctrine. So now, you know, let me introduce a little bit about in our personal lives. So for example, I do it a lot all the time. I see certain comments on my Facebooks, right? On my Facebook lives, on my posts, you know, you will see, I call them miscreants. I call them, you know, hoodlums a lot of times, you know. So man can just make some kind of comment. Do I have to respond to them? I don't. Because some of these folks don't do their assignment. They don't do research. They don't find out. They just come and say anything they want to say. But that is the society we find ourselves in. And this is not only for, you know, say highly educated people or, you know, least educated people. This is across the board. It happens. Even to some of the people that waiting claim say in land book. They don't do research. They just come and say certain stuff. Some of them, not all of them. So do I have to comment or respond to these people? Like when I'm on social media talking about issues. If I'm saying something that is, you know, we're going against the SLPP people will come and start to say all kinds of stuff against me, right? They will go on a WhatsApp and put all kinds of audios or messages or stuff, all kinds of stuff. Do I have to respond to those people? No, they're not necessary. Give them the silence treatment because I don't have to individually respond to everybody at an individual level, right? This is how I respond to those kinds of people. On a live like this, I'm talking about silence and the power of silence. So in that case, in that scenario, I don't owe an explanation to these people. First of all, I'm not an elected official of theirs, so I don't owe them anything. But if you elect me into a position, that is where the difference comes in. And that is why I say again, the power of silence. Because again, politicians should not enjoy that luxury for sit down and say they go stay silent. Under no circumstances. It should not work that way, right? So that is what I'm saying to you. So there are instances where you have to pick your battles, right? You don't have to comment about everything. Or you don't have to comment to people or respond to people all the time. Sometimes you let it go. You be the bigger person, you're silent. But that is in our personal lives. Until it gets to a point where, you know, say, okay, this thing don't pass mark, I have to put a stop to it. But otherwise, and I'm talking about being, you know, physical, face to face and all of that stuff, right? But in this social media space, do I have to respond to everybody? No, you don't have the time for that. So you treat them silently. You go on about your business because you know what you're all about. But however, political leaders, elected officials that were voted for, silence should not be a mantra. There is this thing called strategic patience. I was talking about former President Nkrumah the other day. I say he's been silent all the way through this past 5 years, issue after issue. You see, the killing of Makeni massacre, you know, Pademba Road Prison massacre, Lonsar, Tombo, former President Nkrumah was a stakeholder, right? He gave peace for 10 years in that country. So he's a stakeholder who's worth, you know, for fight and stand up again, for make sure saying people and we fed for protect for 10 years, he protect them as well at this particular point in time. So you would expect somebody like that, even though he says he's not going to participate in active politics, but silence should not be his thing. There is no way these people should escape and say, I'm going to be silent, because then say if I talk, people go listen to what I say and then go misconstrue me, and then trouble go for the country. What happens is when you're silent the whole time, this animosity, right? This tension is building in the country. And it's building, and it's going to get to a point where it's going to explode. And when it explodes, that's when it all lit. But maybe, and not even maybe, but if we engaged the whole time, throughout, to prevent even what is happening right now in Sierra Leone with these current elections, with the rigging of the elections, the way it was manipulated and everything by ECSL, Mohamed Kanawe Kone, and all of these guys, it is because of silence. The people that were supposed to actually step up at a time where they for take action, for stop this nonsense, for letting reach to this point where it reached today like today, they did not do what they were supposed to do. On man, they stay silent. Again, it goes to the former Honorable Ibrahim Ben Kagbo. Like I said, for 5 years he was in parliament. But now he's speaking very eloquently. He has all the information. They get all the information. They have all the ideas. They know the problems, but they will not engage the people when they should have. It is only after the fact. So this is the problem. When you stay silent, especially in governance, what happens is issues tend to blow out of proportion before people come and start saying, oh, well, like civil society organizations, well, you know, we want peace and stability. We're preaching peace. The elections is over. Let us move on. But where were you guys when all of the human rights abuses were going on? They were silent. So that's why I'm going to talk about silence. That is why I'm talking about silence, because, again, silence is what is killing Africa. The average African man, they go tell you, say, by God in power, I left my case to God. They're silent. Then they take advantage of them. That is the difference with white people and blacks. The white folks don't sit back. White man would rather take his life than sit down and allow, you know, somebody to take advantage of them. But Africans, we are so immune to that now, because I don't know if it has to do with the slavery, you know, that we had to go through. So it's embedded in our DNA because of all the years of slavery, you know. So people will not, of course, you cannot voice out your opinions, you cannot voice out your facts. So I think it's embedded in our DNA at this particular point in time. It's soaked into us. But Africans are the only people that would suffer, and they will continue to suffer. They will stay silent and say, I left my case with God. When God is not going to, you know, work out this miraculous action, and everything that is going to happen in life is destiny. It's not God. Because you say, okay, one politician in Pekin died today, not mean say that because of what he do make the Pekin die. We're all going to die someday. But Africans just believe, say, oh, everything is, you know, God in time. You know, I left me case with God. That is why we are backward the way we are backward, because instead of us speaking up, we'd rather stay silent until things go out of hand, with people and die sadly and poor because of waiting, silence. So that is why I want to talk about the power of silence and say, you as a citizen, you have a responsibility to hold your leaders accountable. They should not be silent. In your private lives, yes. But if you come into politics, there is no way a politician will come into politics and say, oh, me I'm able for talk, or me I'm not sabi talk. No. You cannot come into politics saying you're not sabi talk, or you're not able for talk, or you're going to practice silence on your people. There is no way we should condone that as Sierra Leoneans. Obviously, we should not. So that is what I want to talk to you guys about. And that is what I'm talking about today. But let me just, segue for a little bit, and I'm going to come back to silence. Let me just update you guys on the nurse process that I'm helping you guys work on. Of course, for some of you guys, you would have received an email with the address so you could go to the office. I was able to secure an office space. However, I have good news for you guys, because what was happening is one of the nurses that I actually helped would be going back to Freetown. She's going to be there for 2 weeks so that she can go and help to set up the office space and help the staff there, so at least there is a presence. So she's going to go for 2 weeks. She's going to stay in Freetown for 2 weeks to help set up everything, because it's one thing we decided on to say, okay, at least for now, she could take a holiday before she comes back to start work, to go and just go set up everything so that we'll have all of our house in order so that we can help you guys. So I just want to put this out there, okay? For you guys that you've sent your emails, be patient. We're going to get back to everybody at some point, you know. And once she gets back, of course, we're going to take care of everything, cross our T's, dots our I's. All of that is going to be taken care of. So she's leaving this Friday. She'll be in Freetown for 2 weeks to set up everything. And hopefully Some of you guys will get to meet her face to face and talk to her. Okay, so that is the good news I have for you guys on that front when it comes to that. And if you have questions, just send to that email. Again, when I'm done with this live, I will put out the post that has the information that you need for the email address and everything that you have to send, where you can send your inquiries or ask questions. Okay, I will put the post to Abidunaya, so you go read them again. And I want you guys to read. I encourage you guys to read. I'm going to really challenge you guys to read, because these processes, it's a lot of paperwork, so you have to understand. I want you guys to be involved from the beginning to the end. It's not like I'm just going to remote control you guys. You're going to be involved from the beginning to the end. You're going to be involved from the transcript to get your transcript all the way, to the end of the process. You will be involved. Okay. So I just want you guys to know that, but be prepared for that. We finally have our office space. Once you send in an email asking, we'll send you all that information so you guys can come to the office and get the application paperwork that you need to get the process started. Okay. We're going to give you a paperwork that you're going to have to fill out, and make sure you attach all your documents to it. Stuff like, again, like I said, if you're married, you have kids, all of that, get all those stuff together, birth certificates, all that stuff, put it together. Okay. Because that's part of the reason why one of my nurses are going back home, to go and complete the visa interview now for the kids, so she can bring the kids with her. Okay. So that's very important. Okay. So when you get to the office, we'll give you the application, fill out all of that stuff. That is when you bring it back, we start the actual process itself. But everything is going to start from the office. So make sure when I'm done with this live, I'll put the email address that you need to send your inquiries to. Again, you have to have a diploma in nursing or a BSc or BSN in nursing. Okay. It depends on how you guys call it. But a diploma in nursing, a certificate in nursing does not work. Certificates not the work. Diploma in nursing or BSc or BSN in nursing. Okay. So if you're interested, again, to see how you can come and become a nurse in the United States from Sierra Leone, that is a process which I already tested and proven, and I'll walk you guys through the process to get you here. But enough of that. I think I've given you guys enough information. If you want to know more, just scroll down on my page. There is a couple of lives that I've done that explains everything. If you want to begin ask question now, like this live here, I know this here, just go where we're done with this live. You can go down my page. You look for all the postings that we got for do with the nursing thing. They're there, and you go see them. A couple of days ago, where I do some lives, I do some, postings and stuff. All right. So just bear with me here. I'm not going to be able to answer your questions right now. But like I said, I want to get back to my topic. Silence, 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 silence. When is silence appropriate? Now everything for talk? No. So I'm saying, certain thing, how for talk. But when it comes to what we're doing, when it comes to this civic space, when it comes to civic education, when it comes to empowering our people, because I can tell you guys today, I mean, the whole thing with me, and waiting on work for this 5 years, when I all see how social media has catapulted and taken hold, all of these challenges that the Madabio regime is facing right now is because of social media. Don't misunderstand that at all. It's because of social media. If it wasn't for social media, it would be a different face, because we'll still be in the 1940s. We'll not know what's happening. And even with this social media, still, there are lots of people that are in the dark. They don't even know what is going on, right? So that is why we say, okay, people like myself, should I stop doing this? Should I stay silent? I for keep quiet? I for set me mouth? I watch things that go down, in a country that for them, a country's democracy dies. Should I be quiet about it? So those are the questions you want to ask yourself. So you say this to, folks that are from the SLPP party or from the APC party. When you come, you start to talk about issues that goes against them. They see it like it goes against them. They're not thinking about the country as a whole, right? You guys know when I talk about the Constitution, for example, Section 13B, subsection, Section 13, subsection B, right? That talks about every citizen shall cultivate a sense of nationalism and patriotism, so that loyalty should lie to the state. Your loyalty should lie to the state, not to your political party, your region, your ethnicity, or none of that stuff, right? Your loyalty should lie to the state. Sovereignty belongs to the people, right? Section 5, subsection 2 of the Constitution makes it very clear. It says government derives its legitimacy, its authority, and its power from the people. So who is the people, right? You will vote. You, the electorate, you're the people. So that's why I'm challenging you guys today. I say, when we talk about silence. You know, politicians there, if we allow them to be silent, you tell me, what do you think? Should you allow your members of parliament to be silent? Why shouldn't they come talk to you? Why not for the whole town hall meetings? If it's possible every month, every 2 months, then they can hold town hall meeting in constituency. But now we got a PR system, so you cannot even say anything anymore because politician, parliamentarian will tell you say that the party sent me there, after you vote for me. Back then we had the constituency-based elections. It's easy, you know that you vote for as a member of parliament, but now we don't know, right? The party has a hierarchy, and they put who they want. Even though the people can challenge and say, certain person will not want to at this constituency or for represent in this region, but it is what it is. But I want to focus on silence. Can we allow people like those in governments, people, stakeholders that are responsible, especially if they're getting paid one way or the other from the international community, from donor partners, from the state confers, from the consolidated fund, should they be silent about what is actually happening? I want to challenge you today. Why are your politicians silent? Why are you guys condoning them? Why are you guys covering up for them? Imagine if everybody else on social media that are contributing and participating stay silent. Imagine if I decide I'm going to stay silent, because I can do it too, right? There are so many other things I can be doing right now, but I say I'm going to come here and talk to you guys. So should we allow our politicians, the one that already pay taxpayer money, Mami Modu, Pa Mansare, Pa Sori, when they sell, that's small when they tell, then they pay tax, and then they pay them. They pay members of parliament, they pay ministers, they pay the president. Should they be silent? When I see when Madabio became in power, the first few months and years, and they talk to myself. And I'll get on a themselves. I don't even know if he did as president. So that is the society. Silence, silence, silence. Because we the people have condoned that. But that is the beauty of now that these times that we're in, when the people are holding the leaders accountable. And I want to see more of that. We have to hold these guys accountable. They cannot go scot-free. They cannot be silent. What you do now, you pass on a life, you live your life, you don't want trouble with nobody. Sometimes you keep quiet. Person can say certain things, you look and say, you weigh the benefits. This person, if I follow him, whose benefits are they get? If I follow him by this kind of a talk here, I don't get the silence treatment. I'm going to move on, right? You ask yourself these questions. You wait sometimes. You look at what is the benefit, right? You look at, should I respond to anybody when they come and make foolish comments on my page? Should I respond to them? No, I don't. You know what I mean? So these are the questions you ask yourself. You weigh your fights. You evaluate and say, oh no, this is not worth it. So these are the things I said to you. So silence is a very powerful tool. It goes a long way. Silence can make, people bow. The way we treat people as Zenki, that silence, that respect, that it commands respect and dignity, because Zenki didn't even know what's in your mind. But when it comes to politics, when it comes to lives, because politicians and stakeholders, the lives of their people is in their hands. Can we afford them the privilege of being silent whilst our country is getting destroyed? We will continue to guess. And then all of a sudden, what think can happen? Civil conflicts break. Why? Because people that were supposed to speak up did not speak up. They were silent. So that is all I have to say. And that is what I want to talk to you guys about, right? And I hope I'm getting through to you guys. The power of silence. In a personal life, yes, you choose your battles. I don't have to talk to you. I don't have to comment. I don't have to say anything back to you. You want to prove a point? What's the point you try to prove? I do it every day. We do it every day. People talk. You sit there and listen. Say, okay, you're done. Sometimes people are going through certain things. And one can explain the problem to you. You sit there silently, you listen to them. That's the power of silence. Somebody they try to explain something to you, you listen patiently. You don't rush for respond, rush to talk back. No. You sit there silently, patient wait. You talk. Because a lot of times, in our private and personal lives, where you not talk too much, people always are eager to hear from you. So for example, I can go silent for a while. People begin to ask, hey, Ibrahim, we're not hearing from you. Ibrahim, what happened? Hey, Ibrahim, no do so. Hey, Ibrahim, not so. You see, that's the power of silence in itself. Because I cannot talk about everything for sure. But that is why I take topics like these, I take these issues and talk about them at a broader level, right? I'm not going for discuss every little thing when it happens. I'm not going for kind of comment about everything that happens. So that is the point I want to make to you guys. It's about the power of silence. Let we not allow politicians to be silent. As a people, we have a responsibility now to ensure that we hold their feet to the fire. They didn't talk to we. But salon people, when I look with electricity wahala, Ebola challenge the Minister of Energy and Power. They can talk to we. Let give we updates. Let them talk to we frequently on a very frequent basis. We road network, we healthcare. They should talk to us very frequently. Not to wait and feel for talk to we no more. Then we know, but why people in they suffer so for healthcare? Why people in a Krube and then slum them? We for ask these questions. It is a responsibility, but we've been so silent for too long. Sierra Leoneans, Africans as a whole, wherever you are. It's only a handful. But they say the silent majority. We have to do away with the silent majority concept. Let's get more in the of the majority be vociferous. Hey, be a small amount of people not to talk, but more people talk and engage in the civic space. I can be silent too. Is that a thing to do? Should all of us be silent? Then nobody not talk again? No world just sit down? What kind of society are we gonna have? Where we know so we get people who are troublemakers them among we. So that's why I want to challenge you guys today. I just thought about it. I say, you know what? Let's talk about silence. Sierra Leone is going through so much right now because people that were supposed to save and rescue our democracy did not stand up for our democracy. They were silent the whole time. The time they should have, spent with, making sure they challenged the status quo. They did not do it. You understand what I'm saying? So that is why we're going through what we're going through. What's happening? So, like my brother, Comrade go tell not to earthquake, with all this rigging of elections. It's not an earthquake, not a mudslide. We're not waking up on a morning, this happening, natural disaster. No, it is in the making. It's in the making. It built up for 5 years. The registration process was a flop. Well, everybody knows. People that were supposed to speak up, they did not speak up. Civil society organizations, for the first time in Sierra Leone history, people were registered 15 days. For the first time, 1996 FO get the rebel war, the war was ongoing. We had 30 days to register. There were certain times, other election periods like 2002, we had 45 days to register. Concurrently across the country, not half and half. But we saw opposition leaders going to go do a launching of the registration process when they only give Salon people them 2 weeks for register from this part of the country, then the other 2 weeks, this part of the country, for the very first time. That didn't start for rig the elections. And these were things we talked about. But you have folks within the APC as a party, and come and they attack back. They say, hey, left the politician. Hey, man. So it's in the process. All this I want to see. So I'm not even carried for analyze the elections yet, because I'm going to get to that. But it's a build-up. It started from all of that. The SLPP do so many things that they got away with. But people they say, oh, they wait till last minute to the game that it all go stand up. Now we don't let. Look at our country day. We country day on a ticking time bomb now. So that is why I say to you, it is not only Marabio that we go blame. We'll blame the opposition people them as well. We sit down and wait. Hey, Mohamed Kanawe, when they appointed him, I came out. I did a live. That was in 2020. I showed the statutes of the Constitution, Section 76, where disqualify him for be ECSL commissioner because he was a public officer. He was the director of Financial Intelligence Unit at the time. We say this man not qualify. But people and we get the responsibility for say, we are not going to let this man sit in this office for do this job here. Now one thing will be, they say, no, Lord, wait the election. Then we'll get this kind of confusion and quagmire. You see, don't condone unconstitutionality and illegality. But silence is what kill we. And silence and lethargy and laziness now in cost we waiting the happen so they like a Sierra Leone. So we have to speak up more. That's what I want to talk to you guys about. So I want you guys to think about that, reflect on that. In your personal life, yes. You're not an elected official, yes, it's okay to be silent. But even that, I want you to check yourself. Should you be silent on everything? Are there not critical things they we say for involved pan? Some advocates they we say for involving? For saying, no, I cannot take this. This is about the welfare of my country. Should you be silent the whole time? They can say, well, Ibrahim, I want to talk, but not Sabi talk. Sabi talk no mix. I swear to God, if you get what you did in your heart, it'll burn you enough. You want for speak them up, you just speak them out. You don't come by Sabi talk. This is not Sabi talk. I'm just telling you what is in my mind. Don't come by Sabi talk. But whilst in the process of me speaking what's in my mind, it sounds like say Sabi talk, but not Sabi. So silence is very powerful. It works in certain cases. But in a democracy today in Sierra Leone, the society that we find ourselves in, we should not be silent, guys. We should not be silent. That's what I wanted to talk to you guys about, okay? So So I'm going to leave it here. I know this live is getting long, but I just want to talk about silence. Don't let your politicians be silent. Don't let the stakeholders be silent. They should speak up. We should ask them tough questions. Look, we ask them tough questions. Let them speak to we. Let them talk to we. And we put them outside in day. Then they represent we. That is what they're there for. They should not be silent, okay? Silence is very dangerous in our society. It's powerful to be silent in your personal lives, your interactions with people here and there. But when it comes to a governance system and a structure, we should not be quiet. Nobody should be silent. Everybody should speak up in your own way. You might not do what you have to do, but then I right, you shall be right. If that's your way of doing it, do it that way. Set up advocacy. Support, movements like myself, People's Liberation Academy. You guys know I'm going to contest the presidency in 2028 or 2033, whichever one comes first. I'm going to contest the presidency because enough is enough. How long are we going to uptick the Alatif? You know, we make suggestions, we make recommendations. They say, hey, well, can I salon like I help we make a? Where you go to these are the same people where go frustrate you back, where you try to go fix things up. Because they want the status quo to continue so that they will not improve the lives of our people. So we are tired. So 2028 or 2033, whichever one, you know, because I'm a young man, I'm not getting for rush. What am I rushing for? I don't have to rush. But we're gonna come and change the status quo in that country. So I say to you, are you ready for that? Are you gonna mobilize your people? Enough of the APC, enough of the SLPP. Are we getting to that point? Because I know say any of these political parties where you go inside it for go make the change, they would fight you, then go fetch you to. Because they don't want for you to go change the status quo. They know say you're not going to be corrupt. They know I would not be mixed in their foolishness. They know say I'm not a cheap man where anybody can get any I want to forget. They know say if I'm going to Sierra Leone to contest the presidency, it is because I know I have what it takes. And I have the necessary skills and qualifications too. For be a president, for contest for presidency in Sierra Leone, it doesn't take much. You must be 40 years of age, born in Sierra Leone, a citizen of Sierra Leone. That's all it is. And then, of course, what else? What's anybody got for tell me? That's Sierra Leone. In terms of intellectual capacity or handling issues or stuff like that, being a leader, what's anybody got for tell me? Huh? I'm more leader than any of these guys. I'm more of a leader than any of these guys when they perambulate today. So now make us say we have to go change the system. I don't go talk no more. Also, we have to be the change agent for ourselves. And that is why I continue to talk. That's why I continue to educate. That's why I continue to impart knowledge and wisdom into my own brothers and sisters. And share these experiences with you guys. Let us get involved in a governance system. Look like what's happening with the elections. Folks, you know, Sierra Leoneans were like energetic. They came out to vote. They came out. They said, no. If we keep that same attitude in a governance system, man, it's going to be a powerful thing. It's going to be a powerful thing. But like I said, you know, let me leave this live right here. I'll come to you guys again at another day. And for you folks that the nursing process you're interested, we'll send you an email with the address to the office. So you guys can go there. Like I said, you can rewind this live and start from the beginning if you're just joining now. I'm almost done. And make sure you share. You guys don't share enough of these lives as well. Share. It's very important. You know, you don't know how many people, you know, lives that could be touched, you know, by sharing these lives with them. Okay. All right. So I'm going to leave it right here, guys. All right. Have a good one. Bye-bye, everybody.